Hello! In the last video, we have learned different types of data structures. In this video, we will look at types of algorithm in detail. In this video, there might be some terms that you may not understand. You might have difficulties in understanding those terms. But don't worry, we will cover each and every section, each and every data structure algorithm in extreme detail. So stay tuned. So we will classify algorithms on the basis of problem solving approach. So basically what I'm doing is compiling algorithms that uses similar problem solving approach. Okay, problem solving approach. Mm, we will discuss each and every algorithm in some more detail. So let's go. So this is simple recursive function. We are studying simple recursive function, and it is a Python program which explain a simple example of recursion. This problem can be solved using iteration also. Iteration means using loops, or it can be solved by recursion. One thing I forgot to mention, that recursion means calling a function inside a function itself. Calling a function itself in a function is called recursion. Basically, here is a sum function and we are calling it in itself. It's called recursion. So here we have an array of numbers and the output is the sum of the array, that is 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is 6. And here the function takes two arguments, the number of elements and the array. If the number of elements is 1, then it returns the 0th index or the first element. Suppose if it has only 1 and not 2 and 3, then it will return 1 only. What is written in else condition? Else it recurses all element excluding the last one, and at last one at the end we are adding the last one at the end. This is the typical example of simple recursive algorithm. Moving on to the next part, divide and conquer. In divide and conquer, we divide the problem into smaller sub problems, and solve these problems recursively. Then combine the solution to the sub problem into the solution to the original problem. Its example are quick sort and merge sort. Here you can see this beautifully explained divide and conquer example. Here we have unsorted array. We divided, the green part, in green part we are dividing. The gray part we have already divided, and the green part we are compiling those values. Divided into 4 parts, 3 parts, again 2 parts, here 1 part. Then we are comparing, and finally we have a sorted array, ascending sorted array, ranging from 3 to 82. We will see each and every sorting algorithm, searching, sorting, merging algorithm in detail, so do not worry, stay tuned. Moving on to the next part, dynamic programming. In dynamic programming also, we divide the problem into smaller sub problems, and the sub problems, but the difference is the smaller sub problems are dependent on each other. Okay, they work on memoization. Memoization is a term describing an optimization technique where you catch previously computed results and return the cached result when the same computation is needed again. You understand the meaning of cache? Cache is basically storing the previous value and then using it in the future. Most of the dynamic programming, basically problems are solved in two ways, that is tabulation, bottom up approach, or memoization, that is top down approach. We will see it in examples, so you will understand more. Here the understand the basic idea what is dynamic programming. Here we have 2 by 2 array, and we have to find the minimum cost path to reach from this index to this last index. So this is the minimum cost path we require to reach from this to this. There are many paths. We can go from here, then SA, from here, from diagonally you can also, but the minimum cost path is this. So this algorithm are very useful in solving these types of problems. Moving on to the next part, that is greedy algorithm. So we take the best we can without worrying about the future consequences. So we have a tree in which we compare the data items connected to each data item. So there are two data items connected to 7, 3 and 12. So first we select 3. Oh no, we select the greater one. In actual largest path we are finding actual largest path, so we are taking 12 here, not the smaller one. Okay, if we are considering actual shortest path, then we will consider 3, but here we will consider 12. When comparing from 5 and 6, we will take 6. So you can see uh, this beautiful gif. The actual largest path is this, but the greedy algorithm select 12 then 6. We hope by choosing a local optimum solution at each step, we will end up at a global solution. But this happens in very extreme cases. It works best only if you are lucky. You know, some examples of greedy algorithm is Kruskals and Prim's algorithm from finding minimum spanning trees. We will understand what are spanning trees and all this. Just understand the basic idea how greedy algorithms work. Moving on to the next part, that is brute force algorithm. This is the algorithm we apply when we don't know any algorithm. So yeah, basically it is this: tries all possibilities until a satisfactory solution is found. It uses randomized algorithm, any algorithm without thinking about space and time complexity, that is called brute force algorithm. Random sample case or number is used at least once during the computation to make the decision. We take the random uh, test cases and numbers to make the decision. Generally, it is unable to pass private test cases of a problem in first time. So it is unable for brute force algorithm to work on minimum given memory and time.